3, 4.
I came across a drifting ship. I took a look inside. I found a note that someone wrote that said, take her for a ride. I set a course for sights unseen, went out to open sea. To my surprise, a bunch of sailors joined along with me. Now we're sailing on the mystery ship, and all the sailors here are really here. There isn't any constant membership. All that you gotta do is join our trip. Yeah, I'm the captain of the mystery ship, and I'm a-calling all aboard this trip. I'm really hoping that you'll enjoy it upon the mystery ship. So bring a friend and come along with us aboard the mystery ship.
As I live and breathe, Herkimer Fudwaddle over at YouTube. Great to see you, my friend. Well. I have to. It has been a minute. It has been a minute since we've seen our old brother, Herkimer Fuddwaddle, but it is a pleasant, what a refreshing and exciting thing to look up and see his name. I still have this, buddy, and I love it. And I love it. Let me reposition my camera. Is that better? And let's do this. Let's do that a little more. I can live with it. Is there sort of a halo around me? Just like in this general area right here, there's like a weird... They say lighting is everything. I don't know. Herc, you are getting some hellos. There you go. Peggy Dancer. She actually came over to say hello to you. Several others screamed out your name. Who was it? Let's see. Who was it? Herc, you and your short videos are some of the most entertaining things ever. You had quite the following for quite some time there. Hope everything is good in your world, buddy. It's always nice to catch up with an old friend. Seriously, we miss you over there. Quite frankly, I was worried that something was wrong with you, but it's great to see you. Great to have you aboard, my man. In fact, while I'm right there at YouTube, I may as well say some hellos to the other wonderful people who have showed up. John Rogers, always a pleasure, my brother. How are you doing? Let's see. Gloria Paddock dropped in to say some hellos. Oh, he said I kept getting bad links to you. Yeah, that happened. It's kind of weird how that happened. Peggy Dancer is over there. She, as I had mentioned, she went over to give old Herc a hunk of burning love there and a big old... He's at video number 448. Wow. I'm going to have to get back over to your channel and see what the heck is going on. Let's check in at Rumble to make sure I'm rumbling. Yes, there are 3 watching over there. Whoever you are, you rumblers, I freaking love you, man. I love you, rumblers. Don't ever stop showing up. Lovely to see you. Lovely to have you aboard. It really is. Let's check in at the fine home of D Live with all of the sailors. Almost every last one of them. Almost every last one is a first mate. Look at this. I want to show this. I want to show this on camera. Look at that. See that little badge right there? All right, let's go back. Look at that. Look as far as you like. That damn Kimber guy, you know? What's with that Kimber guy, you know? You can't trust those bodybuilders, I'm telling you. Wow. She, an Amethyst Cat, gifted a subscription to Val Kimber. So now we are 100% blue. Look at that. I'm going to have to give one to Artist. I'm going to have to send one to Artist. That is phenomenal. Oh! Amethyst Cat snuck on in there and got it done first. Kitty, you are off the charts there, Purple Kitty. You really are. 1 in a million. 1 in a million, Amethyst Cat. Love you, lady. Let's say our hellos. Amethyst Cat is with us. Artist 61. Steph, always great to see your smiling face. Just a Girl. 1962 is with us. Gloria Paddock. Hello again. Sheeple in the house. Good to see you. Sleeping Stars. I hope that you are doing well. Wonderful to see your smiling face. Seriously. Amethyst, thanks again for doing that. Val Kimber, good to see you, brother. You know I'm kidding about that bodybuilding thing. All the girls love the bodybuilder. So, yes, you have made your presence known in many ways. Yes, Spudley in the house. Sheeple Beware, mentioned him. Syllabore is with us. Jayla 17. Bad Zoot, even Zoot Allures. Wonderful. We have Did I see Lynn Winters? Yes, Lynn Winters, Mad Pogue over there. Seriously, we have the whole freaking gang. We have the whole gang. All right. Very, very good to see all of you wonderful folks hanging out over there. All those first mates. Let me get over to our reigning champions. Yes, the champions. The champions over at Pilled Foxhole. They are strutting their stuff. All of you who are regular or semi-regular watchers of this program, you may or may not know that once a month I host a platform challenge. I pit all of the platforms against one another in a great big trivia contest of, I try to go for difficult questions, and you know what is so amazing is that it's an honor system, okay? If somebody wanted to be a Googler, they could pretty much ruin it for everybody. But it is so amazing. We have the most honorable, straight up rock stars. They don't even think about Google. They talk amongst themselves. Hey, I think it's this answer. No, man, I think it's that answer. Well, my gut is telling me it is this answer. Anyway, you can tell they're not Googling because of the way they talk to one another. And it's always a hoot. It is always a kick in the pants. This month was just won by Foxhole on Friday night. Yes, the Foxhole they are the reigning champions over there. Give yourselves a big round of applause, Foxhole. You've won the crown. Wear it and polish it. Congratulations over there. Job well done. Job well done by the sailors. Let's say hello to these wonderful folks. LT57 FSH in the house. Prairie Fire is with us. Sigurd, the Dragon Slayer, in the house. Uncle Krusty, good to see you, my man. Val Hall, of course, one of our mods. Good to see you. Willie Fix It. Girl Patriot. Oh, my goodness. Girl Patriot made it before we shoved off. She made it before we took off out of the bay. Good to have you aboard with us. There's more. Let's see. There's more. Oh, there's more. EO2 Dave, how you doing, my brother? Great to see you. Dave comes in throwing cookies all over the deck. Seriously, they are everywhere. He brought a cookie factory. Man, I need a glass of milk. This is spectacular. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for your support of this program. You rock. Empress, bitch to you. How you doing, darling? Good to see you. Good to see you. Seriously, Dave, thank you. That is a freaking page of cookies. A page of cookies. The Texan, my rock star brother. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you tonight. I did a show last night. I did a portion of a show last night with the Texan. Had a couple toothpicks propping my eyeballs open, and finally had to turn the reins over to him and say, "You got it from here, boss," because there's a pillow call, and I watched it for a good while in the house. I was listening to Green Grass and High Tides. That's the last thing I remember. Lullaby Land took over from there. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Great to have everyone aboard. This is phenomenal. A wonderful group of sailors. Let's have one last peek over at Twitch to see if we got any people twitching that itch tonight. Let's see what's going on at Twitch. It's a lovely platform. And I don't see a single soul there, but we're at least broadcasting there, so there's that. There's that. A wonderful picture. There's a wonderful picture at Twitch. I should at least say hello in case someone was to show up. Hello, hello. I'm going to put a smiley face. Okay. Did I open that up? I wanted to open this up. There it is. There it is. Folks, tonight we are going to have a very interesting program. A very interesting program. Your brother Zoe is going to take a look at Westerns. Yes, the great Westerns. I've got pages of research here. Pages and pages of research here. What a wonderfully unique and I wanted to say what a uniquely American thing. Westerns, Western movies, Western anything. Okay, if it's between 1849 and 1890, there have been plays, stage plays, and movies, and television shows, and tent revivals. You name it. It's been done. Westerns are and always have been extremely popular, and it is. I wanted to say it's unique to American culture, and I mean I can mostly say that. Although, would it blow your mind if I told you that the very first Western movie ever shot was actually done in Great Britain in 1899? What's the damn name of that thing? I couldn't believe it. Wouldn't you believe those Britons? They snuck in. It's like, I don't know, the killing of Indians or something like that. I've got it in here somewhere. It's crazy. Hard to believe. But we were right on their heels. We Hollywood in the silent era. Boy, Westerns were a big draw. The silent era, pretty much from say 1900 to about 1930. By that time, people realized talkies are where it's at. And then, oh my good Lord, when color came along, holy moly, the whole world changed. The whole world changed once color came along. One last glance around the horn. I just want to make sure we have everybody that we should have. Looks like we're looking good over at Rumble is broadcasting nicely. 7 of you over there. You 7 Rumblers right here. Okay? Right there, baby. Did I tell you how excited I am? How excited I am to tell you that my damn, my freaking phone is working again. Yes, my phone is working again. So later on, see this little banner I'm putting across the bottom of the screen? See that banner? Later on, when I go to turn on the phone, listen to that. Just listen to that beautiful sound. The damn thing works again. It works again. That phone has been broken for so long. It's freaking ridiculous. Drove me crazy. Because my cell phones suck here at the house, and I would try to take calls on the cell phone. It just doesn't. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard. Well, I'm excited about this Sunday night. I hope you are excited about this Sunday night. It is a beautiful thing. We are broadcasting on 5 different platforms. We are live at Pilled Foxhole, live at Rumble, live at Twitch, live at YouTube, and live at D-Live. Fantastic to see all of you. Cosmic Grandpa. Wait, look at that. He says, wait till next week, Peggy. It's Hawk's turn again. Well, those of you coming over from 3 Beer Men, I welcome you. A fine group of friends over there. Okay, we have our break, as we always do. Oops, stop that. What? Why do I push the wrong button? Okay.
Why do we sail?
Okay. Now everything's as it should be. This is your chance. Right now. Refresh that drink. Go take a leak. Take the dog outside. Take the cat outside. You got about 2.5 minutes, and then the show officially launches, officially launches. We're going to be talking about everything from Clint Eastwood to John Wayne to Tom Mix to the Rifleman. I mean, you name it. Your brother Zoe left no stone unturned. Okay? A Red Ryder BB gun, you'll shoot your eyes out. Don't shoot your eyes out. We'll be back right after this short video.
Why do we sail upon the mystery ship? 'Cause we never know where we'll go next.
Hang on, stop the presses, hold on a cotton picking minute. I don't know if there's something in the air. I don't know if I should run out and buy a lottery ticket. I just glanced up to see our dear sister Mud Rabbit. Mud Rabbit is with us over at YouTube. Peg, wonderful to see you. You had Herkimer. You guys just blew my mind tonight. Thank you so much, Peg. Great. Wonderful to see you. Wonderful to see Mud Rabbit hanging out over at YouTube. Back to our break. Well, this is the moment. This is the time every week where I take just a second to thank the beautiful and wonderful people who come and hang out here at the Mystery Ship. Just showing up, people. You fill my soul to the brim. To the brim. It is wonderful to make your acquaintance. I signed into D-Live tonight, and it said 7 new people had signed up. 7 new people. That, folks, that happens because people share, okay? Whether you share it on Gab or Getter or Facebook or whatever it is you are doing, God bless you. You are helping this little tiny show to grow, and I love you. I freaking love you for doing it. Thank you oh so kindly for your help in getting our little show to grow. To grow. It's just a kick in the pants. You guys are a kick in the pants. I love you all. Thank you for what you do. Those of you who have who've taken it a step further and thrown like lemons or gold bills my way, you make the sun shine. Who can make the sun shine? Well, it's you wonderful people, but thank all of you for hanging out. We try to do things a little differently here on the Mystery Ship. It's called the Mystery Ship because you never know what I'm going to talk about, and half the time, neither do I. But it thrills me to death to look up and see old friends, especially those who haven't been around for a while. It is great to see you again. Great to see you again. Wow. Wow. What a wonderful start to the show. So, Westerns, people. Great Westerns. It's quite the genre. Westerns have captured Americans, their hearts, minds, and souls, especially those patriotic ones amongst us who study history, particularly American history. I wonder if any of you noticed well, I only put it up at Foxhole, but there's a wonderful picture. Hang on, let me see if I can. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. It is, you know what? I'm sure I can call it up. Give me one. Normally, all you have to do is punch in the word manifest, the slogan, manifest destiny. And this picture comes up 99% of the time. And it's a picture of Columbia. Yep, there she is. Let me see if I can. There it is. Let's put this on the main screen, shall we? Let's put it right there. There it is. You all know this one. Oh, what do I got to do? What do I got to do to get that centered? Right there. Right there. So that is, of course, Columbia, beckoning the settlers to go west, young man, go west. Go west. Empress Bitch says, I would never kick you, Zoso, dude. Well, you're part of a small elite club there, because the rest of them I know would. Right in the buttocks. In the buttocks. Yes, Westerns just bring up about that there's some kind of magnetism to it. Everyone, young, old, men, women, are all drawn to the topic. It is uniquely American. So many famous directors, so many famous movie stars have starred in Westerns over the years. I mean, it went from the big screen to the small screen, as I mentioned, to stage plays. Very popular. One of the things that made Westerns popular were the tent shows of the late 1800s, and believe it or not, they continued till about 1920. I'm talking about like Buffalo Bill Cody and his traveling show. Pretty much like an offshoot of the circus. Barnum and Bailey's, they were competitors. Buffalo Bill had amazing people. Annie Oakley, Wild Bill Hickok, all kinds of famous Western people would appear. Sitting Bull, his traveling Wild West show was immensely popular. And you take a show like that into the cities, like New York, and the people got to see what it was like to be out in the frontier. In the frontier. Amazing. So many times when I was a kid, I was enamored by books. I loved reading. I remember there was a guy, William O. Steele. William O. Steele. I read this book. I think I was probably in the second grade, maybe the third grade. It was called Winter Danger. And I had to do a book report on it. And it was a great story about the frontier and fighting them Injuns and not getting scalped and that kind of thing. A great book. I mean, I can remember it 60 years later, 58, 59 years later. Most of us are impressionable, and being the age that I am, 64, almost coming up on 65 now, I grew up at a time when young kids, and I'm talking people of my ilk, when we were kids, we would play cowboy and Indian. We would. Cowboys and Indians. It was, I had the whole Western get up with a, and, half the kids in the neighborhood would be Indians and half of us would be cowboys, and, everything went really, really well until one day somebody took the rubber suction cup off of one of the arrows, and my buddy's younger brother got hit in the ear, and his ear. I mean, I don't know how you do it. How do you shoot a 3-year-old in the ear from 70 feet? But it happened. Charlie was his name. Charlie Dolan. Mrs. Dolan had a freaking fit. I mean, I thought she was going to kill us. She came, oh my God, Charlie, Cholly, Charlie. They were from Boston. Now, the very first Western, one of the most popular movies ever seen by humanity, was called The Great Train Robbery. It was completely silent. It's from 1903. Believe it or not, it's still out there. Let me pull it up. It's only 11 minutes long. I had hoped. There it is. I had hoped to play this for you. I will play just a small segment of it so you can see. Let's have a gander. The Great Train Robbery. (1903). No sound. I was just watching this before listening to the end of Three Beer Men. Look at this. Edison. Trademark. Edison. This is freaking old, people. This is old. It's a short movie. They get everybody off the train. They blow up the safe. They do all the stuff that you expect to see and then of course the bad guys run away on their horses. They ride away on their horses. They get the hell out of Dodge. They steal the money, and everybody laughs all the way home. Yep. They become partying fools, and I wonder just how many people decided to rob trains after seeing that film. The genre of Western films was made, really, you have to pay homage to a guy who really rarely gets credit. And his name is Tom Mix. Tom Mix, way before Clint Eastwood, way before John Wayne, way before Randolph Scott, there was Tom Mix. Tom Mix was a legitimate cowboy in the late 1800s. He was out rustling cattle, doing cattle drives. I mean, he was a real deal. He was really a cowboy, and he made his way out to Hollywood. And somebody said, "Damn, We ought to put those roping skills to use. We could use you in a movie. And he made, let's see, how many films did he make? It was unbelievable. 291 films. 291 Western movies, the brunt of which were actually every movie he ever made was silent. The last movie he ever made was called The Miracle Rider. Let's see if we can call up a little Tom Mix here. Why not? Why not pay homage to the man? We wouldn't even know what Westerns were if it wasn't for this guy. The Miracle Rider. Here's one. This is called New Riders or Riders of the Purple Sage. Tom Mix, Riders of the Purple Sage. There he is, riding along on his hoss. A legitimate cowboy. Look how fancy the horses were back then. Thank God for our ability to restore movies. The earliest films were shot on, I believe, celluloid. There was a lot of silver. Silver was one of the major elements in the film, and what happened is they left these movies sitting in the cans for years and years, and one day they went to, let's pull out one of those old films, and they found that the movies were just all stuck together. They were ruined. And the AFI, American Film Institute, in the late 70s, early 80s, had a huge fundraiser for restoring old films. It's sad to say, many have been lost forever. Many. All the years that I worked in Hollywood, my bank was on the actual corner of Sunset and Vine. Sunset and Vine. And there's a huge home savings and loan. I don't know what it is now. Home savings and loan is long gone. But there was a plaque. There was a big bronze plaque right there, and it said, on this site in 1905, the first film, The Squaw Man was shot right there at the corner of Sunset and Vine. Seems hard to believe. I mean, it's such a thriving metropolis now, but yeah, back in the day, they filmed a movie right there at Sunset and Vine. Crazy stuff. There were a number of very famous directors. I'm sure the name John Ford comes to mind. Sam Peckinpah, Sergio Leone, the creator of the spaghetti western. These are some of the big names in directors. Monument Valley was it's been seen in countless films. It was one of John Ford's favorite places to shoot, and it's kind of interesting. John Ford is one of these guys that is renowned as he's the Western guy. When you talk about great Westerns, immediately you think of John Ford. But it didn't start out that way. In 1925, he shot, what the hell was the name of the movie? The Iron Horse, okay? The Iron Horse. You wouldn't believe, I wrote it down and I left the piece of paper inside. The budget. The amount of money that he spent in 1925. Now, granted, it was the Roaring '20s. It was just before the Great Depression. Okay, but in 1925, he rounded up 5,000 extras, 100 cooks just to feed these people. They had 3,000 bison, 800 legitimate Indians. I can't remember how many Conestoga wagons. His budget was insane. And, of course, back at the ranch, the studio moguls kept saying, "How much longer, John? How much longer?" They would send telegrams back in those days. Apparently, he would take the telegrams and hold them up in the air. He had a Cracker Jack sharpshooter, and he'd say, "Shoot them." They would put bullet holes. He just didn't care. He didn't care. And about the time the noose was bound for his neck, the movie came out, and it turned out it was a huge success. I mean, making millions. Something like, if I remember correctly, it made something like $4 million on a budget of $280,000. That, folks, in 1920s dollars, making $4 million on your movie. After that, the guy could do anything he wanted. You want to go out and camp out in Monument Valley for 6 months making how many Indians do you need, John? How many buffalo on this one? He was the man. He was the man, kind of like when you think about Western movies themselves, you think of none other than John Wayne, Randolph Scott. These two guys were pretty much the Western guys. If a cowboy movie came out and one of those two guys wasn't in it, and there was something wrong. Seriously, something wrong with this picture. Immensely popular. The quote unquote golden age. The golden age of Hollywood Westerns was from 1945 to 1965. During that time, let's see, a total of, I couldn't believe it. Oh, well, no, sorry. It wasn't that time. I mean, that was the golden era. But from 1930 to 1954, 2,700 Western movies had been produced. From 1930 to 1954, that 24-year period, 2,700 Western movies were made, immensely popular. More popular than gangsters, more popular than love stories, more popular than film noir, oh yeah. Westerns were king at the box office. This is something I found quite unusual. Now, well, let me stay on the track that I'm on. There were wonderful films from the days gone by, but I distinctly remember that in, I think it was 85 or 86, we used to get mail. When I worked at Paramount Studios, we would get mail in our mailbox. And sometimes it was an invitation to this or an invitation to that. But when you got Paramount mail in a Paramount envelope, something special was happening. And one day I got a letter from Paramount in my mailbox at Entertainment Tonight, and I looked down, and it is an invitation to the screening of a new movie, a new Western movie. That's what I loved about it. Going to the private theater there on the lot and seeing movies, 2 months, 3 months before they were out in the public. I saw so many movies that way. Indiana Jones, Footloose, oh my God, a million movies before they were out in the world. But I saw a movie called Silverado with Kevin Kline. I can't think of who else was in it. But it was a Western. And when I heard that it was going to be a Western, I mean, at first I thought to myself, really? A freaking Western. This is 1985. Nobody does Westerns anymore. They quit. Clint Eastwood did the last Westerns in the 60s. Who cares about Westerns anymore? Well, to my great surprise, I loved the movie. I actually did some horse trading, and because they would show the movie like, all week long. And when you got your ticket, you could go on a Tuesday. Maybe your buddy got a ticket to go on Thursday. I did some horse trading, and I went and saw it a second time. That's how, I don't know. That's how enthralled I was with this. It was exciting. It was fun. A Western. And then began a slew, just a veritable slew of new modern Westerns. Let's see. Let's get a gander at what these movies are. Yeah, okay. Dances with Wolves came out. Tombstone came out. Quigley Down Under came out. The Unforgiven came out. What's that damn movie? What's that movie with the this is where I need my people. I just mentioned it to Mrs. Zoe. I mentioned it to Mrs. Zoe on the way out here. The one with all the regulators, all the young guns. That's it, young guns. Oh man, the Westerns were coming back. They were coming back big time. Not only on the big screen, but also on the small screen. It seemed uncanny. But we're going to go back and look at how Westerns affected young boys, young girls, the toys that you could buy. I mean, you could, when I was a kid in the 60s, if you went down the toy aisle at Toys R Us, they had a Western section, okay? They had war paint, okay? You could get the giant headdress of feathers. I remember I always wanted that. It was so much fun being a kid in the 60s, because when you went down the aisle, okay, there was different genres of toys, okay? Man from U.N.C.L.E. was really big. There was a whole host of Man from U.N.C.L.E. toys. I had some of those. Very cool. Because of James Bond, spies were always really cool. And that was, I think, but the Western section, let me tell you, that was one of the biggest sections in the toy store. Bitchin' guns and BB guns, and I think I remember telling you guys the story one Christmas. My brother and I got guns for Christmas, toy guns, and I got an M16 that had batteries in it, and when you pulled the trigger, it made real machine gun sounds. And my brother got a Western, like a Colt 3030, and when he would pull the trigger on his, it would make like really cool ricochet sounds and stuff. I think I told you guys the story that after my brother and I were making noise for a solid week after Christmas, one day the guns just disappeared. They completely disappeared. And we didn't find them for like 4 years. We were moving and just getting the last, and underneath the rafters of my basement, my dad had nailed a piece of plywood to the underside, and that's where he put, tools and, lumber. I got up on a ladder and looked, and there were our guns. There were our guns. I think what happened is that one day the noise of the guns just got a little bit too much for the old man to take, and he hid them. He hid them on us. But in the 50s and in the 60s, with the great success of all the John Wayne movies, and oh my goodness, where's my list of John Wayne movies? Stagecoach, Red River, High Noon, Shane, The Searchers. Oh my God, what a great movie, The Searchers. Ride the High Country, The Wild Bunch, and probably my favorite John Wayne movie of all was John Wayne with Dean Martin and Ricky Nelson in Rio Bravo. That was a great film. That was a great freaking film. I think Dean Martin played the town drunk. I think he was the town drunk. Pretty crazy shit. Great movie, but kids were so jacked up on Westerns. When television came along, Westerns came a-calling. Yes, they did. Westerns were big business. Big business for advertisers. Huge, huge. Number one shows week after week. Shall we look at some of the television shows that were popular at the time? All right. Have Gun Will Travel. 6 seasons. 6 seasons. That's huge. That is big. The Rifleman. 5 seasons. Who doesn't remember that? The echoing throughout. Oh, man. What a great. Bonanza. 14 seasons. Bonanza ran for 14 seasons. The Big Valley. Who remembers The Big Valley? That was huge. That was huge. The Virginian. Who remembers The Virginian? The Virginian ran for 9 years. And then, of course, Gunsmoke. The granddaddy of them all. Gunsmoke ran for 20 years. A 20-year run on television. Folks, I mean, Seinfeld went 9 seasons, okay? That was a huge show. 20 seasons for Gunsmoke. That shows the popularity of the Western. Indeed it does. And, there was offshoots of the plain old Western, okay? It's kind of funny. During the COVID shutdown, a lot of people were trapped at home by with their televisions. Mrs. Zoe told me that she watched, for Christ, why can't I remember it? I thought I didn't need to write it down. What was that Michael Landon show? It was about the young girl. What the hell was the name of it? It was all about this young girl. You guys know what I'm talking about. Come on, somebody help me out here. What was the TV show with Michael Landon? It was all based on the young girl, and she became a famous writer. Yes, thank you, Mad Pogue. Little House on the Prairie. I didn't think I'd have to write that down. Mrs. Zoe, during the lockdown, watched every single episode, I think all 7 seasons. Thank you, Mad Pogue. Little House on the Prairie. Yes, that was more modern than the 50s and 60s. And that wasn't the end of it. There were cool the Wild West with Robert Conrad. My brother and I used to love that. That was a great show. And then of course there were spoofs, okay? Freaking like F Troop. But the funny thing happened when the Westerns came roaring back in the 80s, and you had all those successful Western movies again. the Silverados, etc., etc. Westerns came back to TV. Yes, they did. Westerns came back to TV. Let's see. What were those? Where were those shows? I just wrote them down. I have too many notes. Okay. Yellowstone. Yellowstone with Kevin Costner. That ran for 4 seasons. Deadwood. I loved Deadwood. I mean, that was, what was that? That had to be around 2004, maybe 2005, somewhere in there. When the hell was Deadwood? Maybe it was later than that. I thought that was a great show. And the bad guy on there, man, he kept getting all these Emmys. Why would you take a great show like that and then yank it after 3 seasons? I can't believe that somebody else didn't pick it up. I thought, yeah. Val Kimber. I really thought it was a freaking cool show. Wild Bill Hickok, Calamity Jane. You know, they were constantly feeding all the dead people they shot to the the pigs, the guy who owned the Chinese laundry. I thought it was great. I couldn't understand why it didn't keep going. I mean, this is hardly a Western. It's hardly a Western, but it sure isn't it isn't your regular cop show. Walker, Texas Ranger, okay? That ran for 9 seasons. 9 seasons. I think that Americans still love this stuff. I really think they do. It's something that's just not going away. I would love to write a Western. I mean, damn, it would be so much fun. The nickname Spaghetti Western, okay, this is pretty much associated with the 3 films made by Clint Eastwood and Sergio Leone with the Man with No Name. The Man with No Name, which was a fistful of dollars in 1964, for a few dollars more in 1965, and then, of course, culminating with The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly in 1966. Folks, these movies made money. The only reason they didn't continue, in fact, Leone made more cowboy movies. They were all shot in Italy, a very, very tiny little budget. And the weird thing is that, you know, when they were imported to the U.S., you got Clint Eastwood speaking in English, and then everybody else had to be dubbed in a brand new movie in the theater. You got overdubbing. But I thought that those were box office successes. They wanted to make more. Eastwood turned him down. He turned him down. Of course, by that time he was on his way to becoming Dirty Harry. But I think he did Hang 'em High. I think that, yes. When he was done making the Italian movies, the spaghetti westerns, he came back and made Hang 'em High. And I think that's where he got bitten by the Western bug. Once he started directing, you couldn't keep him out from behind the camera. I can't believe how old he's got to be 90 something. I mean, God bless him. I think he's one of the true rock stars, old Eastwood. May he live a long and fruitful life. And I think he did. I was just reading about him recently, and the man fathered an ungodly amount of children with just all kinds of women. Wow. The things you don't know. I guess I'm not even going to mention this movie. That one right there. Okay? That's it just. I don't even know how that movie got made, to be perfectly honest with you, except that it was freaking Hollywood. Okay, that explains everything. Yes. Let's see, John Ford, the TV shows that were huge. What I really want to know, and I'm gonna have to shut it down a little earlier tonight, people. My back is hurting me in ways that I thought I had this under control. I really and truly thought I had this under control, but clearly I don't. Clearly, I do not. I am going to. Yes, we have a caller now. Fantastic. There it is. Whoops. Banner right there. There it is. Going across the screen. Is this EO2 Dave? Oh, dang it. He snuck out a little too fast on me. I would like to know, do you have a favorite Western? Have you got a favorite Western? Did you have a cowboy outfit as a kid? Did you play cowboys and Indians as a little boy, like I did? How about you girls? Were you influenced at all by some of the beautiful Native American outfits? I know women today that still wear moccasins and all kinds of really, really cool deerskin stuff. Were Westerns a part of your life, your culture? Oh, I know who this one is. How we doing, Hoss?
Hoss, I'm doing just great. And I tell you what, last night was a freaking blast, brother. I tell you.
I enjoyed it, man. I really did. It was good. It was really good. Sorry I crapped out early on you, man.
Oh, don't even bother, man. I tell you what, brother, you were there, and that's all that matters, right?
Yeah. I gave it all I had, buddy. I gave it all I had.
Oh man, I tell you, it was a great show. It was, and yeah, I carried on through the night and just had a great time. But man, I love this content that you're throwing out here tonight, brother. I wouldn't know nothing about the Cowboy Way. You know what I'm saying? You forgot about that movie, The Cowboy Way.
The Cowboy Way, yes. Woody Harrelson. Oh, that was hysterical. I love that flick.
I tell you what, man. If there was any more of a realistic rendition of a modern day cowboy, that'd be it. You know, trying to adjust to today's society.
Remember when he's standing there naked, and all he has is his hat on in front of him, and he drops his arms by his side, and his hat's still standing there.
Yeah. You know, that was unscripted, by the way. That was Woody Harrelson.
Oh, really?
He literally had a heart on and hung his hat on his face.
Doesn't surprise me. Many moons ago, when he was on Cheers, I used to know him before he got tremendously famous, when he was just a little extra guy, you know, who took over for the dead coach on Cheers. Really a neat guy.
That's cool. You know what I really like about that movie is whenever they're going to interrogate the bad guy, and he's a famous bad guy, and I can't remember his name, but they took him down to the petting zoo and they tied him to the fence.
Oh,
and then they
the
dropped
calves,
the bridges,
and they put
yeah, and he looked at him and said, he goes, what's that little cow going to do to me? He goes,
you'll find out.
And he says, well, that hungry little heifer there thinks that your little swingy thing is his mama's titty. And boy, he cut loose something. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty damn funny movie. I do. Man, I haven't seen that in like over 20 years. I'm gonna have to watch that again, man. It's been a while. It has been a while.
That is a great movie. It really is. I love it. And because there's a lot of cowboy logic in that just kind of, brings it back around and makes sense.
Pretty funny. But
man, I love this topic you got going on tonight. There's a man, and you hit a lot of them. You really did. Oh my God, I could do a whole show on this myself, but I'm not gonna. El Dorado.
Oh, that was another good one. That was another great one. Yeah.
You know,
God dang it! How did I forget that one?
well, that was a remake. Actually, two John Wayne movies that were the same was El Dorado and Rio Bravo. They
Yeah.
were the exact same plot, exact same everything. Great movies, man. But Rio Bravo, I think with Ricky Nelson,
Oh yeah.
Me and My Pony, and yeah, the music in there was great. And Rio Lobo was a remake of both of those movies.
Was it really?
Yeah, all done by John Ford.
Okay. Yeah, he that guy owned Monument Valley. I mean, when you see in the backgrounds all those, it's the same background every time. The guy, he loved it out there, and dude, I want to take my damn Harley out there, man. I've got to get out to cowboy country.
Hell yeah, man! Dude, you are so on point with what you're talking about in the American way and the cowboy and stuff like that. To say what my favorite cowboy movie is, I can't say what my favorite is. But John Wayne and True Grit.
Oh man.
And then they did a remake of it with Jeff Bridges and Matt Damon and Josh Brolin. And man, they really knocked that out of the park, dude. They really did. I loved it. I thought it was going to be shitty, but it wasn't. It was great.
I have to tell you that this really surprised me. One of the things, I'll put this on the screen right now because maybe you recognize some of these movies. I don't. It doesn't do a thing for me. Let me put this here. These are the biggest grossing movies at the box office. Okay. Now, I never saw this Django Unchained from 2012.
I've never seen that crap either, and I don't want to. I'll never watch it.
But Dances with Wolves is the number 2 all-time grossing movie, and that 2010 version of True Grit that you were just talking about is the number 4 Western of all freaking time.
Really?
Yeah, $252 million.
That's freaking awesome, dude. I tell you, it's just a damn good movie. And I mean, who's got the spine and the balls to portray John Wayne in a remake of a movie?
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Jeff Bridges just nailed it, man. He really did. And that when you get close to the end of the show there, to the movie there, and the final face-off is John Wayne and 4 guys. 4 bad guys. He only wants one of the 4.
Yeah.
And his name is Ned, right? And he only wants one, and he warns them, it's him against 4 on a flat plane ready to shoot it out. Now, this is some cowboy shit right here, brother. When John Wayne sits there on his horse, and he says, Ned, I mean to kill you in 1 minute, Ned, or see you hang at Judge Parker's convenience. Which will it be?
Yeah.
Ned hollers back and says, I'll call that bold talk for a one-eyed fat man. John Wayne grabs him reins and says, fill your hands, you son of a bitch! And puts the reins in his mouth and grabs that damn rifle and that 6 gun
Oh, baby.
and charges him, dude. I'm like, hell yeah!
That was great. I mean, there's that and that film, and dude, I have to say, I really think they did a great job with Tombstone. I mean, that was such a badass movie. That was such a for a new modern cowboy movie.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was really good. And yeah, had great stars in it. That was oh man, and that's one of those films. Anytime I'm walking through a room, and just happens to be a TV on in the back. If I walk by and that's on, God dang, I get stuck in front of the freaking TV.
I'm going to tell you something about, I'm not going to take up too much time, but Tombstone, man, I loved it, and the cast was freaking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you couldn't got a better cast than that. Kurt Russell and all those guys.
He was
Elliott.
He was perfect. Oh, yeah, Sam
Doc
Elliott,
Holliday.
come on. Yeah.
That was just some good stuff. But there's a movie, man, that a lot of people have forgotten about. It's called 310 to Yuma.
What's it called?
310
Okay.
to Yuma. And it came out in 1957, and it was actually remade
Okay.
in 2000.
2007. It's on the list here.
2007. Okay, yeah. And what's his face? Russell Crowe did a great freaking job, and Christian Bale. And you want to talk about encapsulating the Wild West? 310 to Yuma is an amazing freaking story and movie. They did it great, man, from the original to the remake.
So, do you have a preference, the original versus the remake? Or are they both good?
You know, now when it goes to True Grit, I can't compare them, man. I mean,
Right.
I love John Wayne, but when it comes to 310 to Yuma, I'm going to say the remake is better.
Really?
That's really hard to say that because
Dude, that is the 18th. I mean, that's number 18 on the all-time grossing westerns, man. $71 million. That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. What is this? What is this freaking Django Unchained? Why do I not? It doesn't even ring a bell to me. From 2012. It was only 10 years ago.
Django Unchained was what's his name? That black dude. What's his name? I can't remember his name. But anyway, it was all about killing white people and slavery and stuff and all that.
Okay.
You know, it was just a bunch of horse shit. Is all it was. Just a bunch of political crap.
Did you see the 2013 movie called The Lone Ranger?
Oh hell no! I ain't gonna watch that.
It's the number 3 grossing cowboy movie of all time. Yeah.
Yeah, where the drunk pirate played the Indian. What's his name?
Okay.
What's his name? From
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and then he was the hero and everything, and the white dude was the idiot, which was the Lone Ranger, and it was all political, racial BS. And see, I'm not buying into that, man. I'm just not going to watch that kind of crap.
Oh, dude, I mean, you should see me tear apart the Disney movies when they.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
Oh, by the way, Stax just, I saw that pop up. The Three Amigos was great as far as a comedy goes.
Right.
With Steve Martin and all.
Oh, dude, that was a wonderful film. Absolutely. Billy Crystal and oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
And when you're getting down to the raw, real deal, actually, the honest God truth, my favorite of all time westerns is The Cowboys.
The Cowboys. Yeah.
By John Wayne, where he recruited all those kids from school.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was the first movie he ever died. What was it? The first? It was one of the very few movies he ever died in, where he got shot in the back by Bruce Dern.
Oh yeah.
And Bruce Dern couldn't get a role for like a decade after that because he killed John Wayne. Nobody wanted to have anything to do with Bruce Dern.
That's what you get for killing John Wayne.
Right.
I was impressed that The Magnificent Seven is in the top 10.
The Magnificent Seven
There-
is amazing.
there-
Oh my God! And then you got the Outlaw Josie Wells.
Oh man.
I mean, yeah. Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Just, man, what a hell of a topic you picked tonight, brother. And
Oh, well, you could spend 4 hours on this, you know.
no doubt, man.
Yeah.
No doubt. But I don't want to keep the line tied up.
That's all good. Other people will call. I got the number going across on the screen.
Hey, brother, love the hell out of you. I do, and thank you for
Good
laughing.
to talk to you,
Have a
man.
Great time. Looking
Enjoyed
forward
it.
to the next time, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you, and I'll see you down the road.
My friends, that is the Texan. Thanks, man. Great to have you call. The Texan. If you don't know who the Texan is, you got to go over to pilled.net and sign up and check out his great programming over there. He is a content creator and a great guy, great human being, good friend of mine, a trucker, an amazing guy. I gotta ask you to call me on my my landline. My cell gets just terrible reception. No, that's all good. I'll text it to you. Okay, bye. Our dear brother Bruce Wayne right there. I'm going to text him the number. Come on now. Come on, phone. Come on. There it is. And there he is. You're faster than I thought. How you doing, brother?
I had you up on the screen. I just hit the right number this time.
Gotcha. You got a favorite cowboy movie?
Well, it's funny because I just want to clear up a couple of things. The Django was actually the one with Jamie Foxx. That's who he was thinking of, Jamie Foxx.
Oh, okay.
Where he kills all the slave owners and all that crazy stuff. Wasn't a very good movie. Didn't like it. Waste of time. And yeah, so
the number one grossing Western of all time. That one.
Yeah. Well, I've got. My list is a little different. Good, Bad, and the Ugly, of course, is there.
Oh, man.
Outlaw Josie Wells. You got Tombstone, which is by far probably my favorite.
That is a badass film.
And then there's two versions of The Magnificent Seven,
right,
which was originally based off of the samurai movie.
Right. Seven Samurai.
You know, the samurai movie, The Magnificent Seven. But the remake was actually really good. You got your Young Guns 2.
Right.
But a movie that is so underrated, and it's more about modern cowboys than anybody else, was Bronco Billy with Clint Eastwood.
Bronco Billy.
He runs a sideshow, like a circus show,
okay,
where he's a cowboy, and he has gun tricks and riding tricks, and it was kind of like the old road shows, and it was called Bronco Billy, and it was a very underrated movie. It didn't do very well in the box office, but it was a great cowboy-esque movie.
I'll be danged. This list that I was showing on the screen, this is the top 100 cowboy movies of all times, and
it may not be considered a cowboy movie, but it is.
But it is a cowboy movie, huh?
It is a cowboy movie.
I'll be danged.
It's a modern day version. He was a salesman who used to be a good, who trained himself to be a crack shot, but always wanted to be a cowboy. And so he became Bronco Billy and the Bronco Billy Road Show. And they used to have an Indian, and they used to do all kinds of snake tricks, and he would do shooting tricks, and then there was knife throwing, and it was a great show. It was kind of like a dark comedy, but it was really good.
Okay.
Ever get a chance, check that one out.
I'm gonna have to look for it. I'm glad to see that so many of these there's so many Clint Eastwood movies and John Wayne movies in this top 100. It's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my grandfather was a huge John Wayne fan, and I was a big Clint Eastwood fan, so we'd do our comparisons.
Wow. Very cool. Very cool.
But after you bailed last night on Texan, he hit me up.
And I heard you talking on Three Beer Men. You dived in, and the two of you guys rocked the night away.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a good time. I enjoyed that very much.
Well, you're both a couple of night owls. It's perfect.
Yeah. Well, tonight I got to get my ass into bed early, so I'm going to bail after your show tonight. I was going to carry on, but I'm exhausted. I've got to drive to Pennsylvania tomorrow. I have a week-long convention about boarding and grooming, so I'm going to be at a dog boarding convention in Pennsylvania.
Where's that at? What town?
It's in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Hershey. Wow, that's where all the streetlights are brown and the mailboxes are brown and wow.
Yeah, everything's made out of chocolate.
Yes, that's freaking.
Yeah, it all looks like shit to me.
Dude, I hope you have a great time out there, man.
Thanks, though. All right, brother. God bless. I'll talk to you.
Good to talk to you. Always good to talk to you. Be good, my friend.
God bless.
Bruce Wayne right there, the Batman. The Batman checking in with his favorite Westerns. Do you have a favorite Western? Do you have one that really tickles your fancy? It's funny, what my mind was refreshed by this list on the screen. I didn't realize that so many of these films. My goodness, I didn't realize that so many of these popular movies are the remakes. They're the ones that made all the money. Crazy. Like I was looking at I was looking for an old film. I wanted to see one here. Look at that. Number 13, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid from 1969. At least I got that one in there, okay? For us old duffers. What else is in there that's old? Oh, Billy Jack, of course. Billy Jack was a great freaking flick. Great freaking flick. Well, looks like we have our dear sister, Daily Insanity, on the line. How are you doing, little lady? It's been a while. How's the world?
No, this is Uncle Krusty, brother.
Uncle Krusty, you're surprising me.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Excellent, buddy. How goes the battle?
The battle goes well. Here's one that I'm not so sure that a lot of people are aware of. Maybe they are. But there was a trilogy that Clint Eastwood did, and then they put out a fourth one, which I think was the best of them all. And so the trilogy is A Fistful of Dollars.
Right.
Then you have For a Few Dollars More.
Right, and The Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
And then after that came out Hang 'em High.
But that wasn't with Sergio Leone. That was Eastwood on his own. Sergio Leone did, in fact, get together with, oh, God, I am so bad with Hollywood actors. Who's the guy who, Charles Bronson.
Bronson, yes.
Bronson.
My point is that it's one storyline.
Oh, yeah.
Those three movies, Fistful of Dollars, For a Few Dollars More, Hang 'em High, that was a trilogy of one long story in three different movies.
Right.
And then in the 90s, they came out with The Unforgiven, which is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Oh,
it's dark. It's very dark, but it's one of my all-time favorites. Now, The Unforgiven is the, how would you say that? The Silmarillion, basically, of the first three. So you have the trilogy that you think it's wrapped up.
Right.
And then they have The Unforgiven, and then that wraps it up.
It's like the epilogue.
He did go to hell. And it's based kind of on a Christian, the whole thing has a Christian undertone to it. It's very fascinating.
Wow.
He was a good man that was murdered unjustly, then he turned bad, and then he repented, and then he got his revenge. Kind of like the second coming of Christ. And then he just, I don't know if you remember at the end of Hang 'em High, he just fades off in the distance.
Yeah, that I remember.
In the heat wave. Yeah, well, see, he was a ghost. That whole time, it's implied that he'd already been dead. He was killed in the first film.
And
kind of interesting, man.
Yeah. You know, dang it, now that you point that out, you know what I need to do? I need to watch all three of those in a row.
And then watch The Unforgiven and be blown away. Because he paints the whole town red. He makes the people of the town paint it all red.
Yeah.
And he says, you're going to burn in hell. Because that's what they did to him. They hung him, and then he survived the hanging.
Right.
And that's why he wore the kerchief around his neck.
You're right.
And he'd pull it down and show the scars around his neck. And then they did it again.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, so it's like he was the unkillable guy because he was already dead.
Very interesting. Wow.
It was great writing, man. It's fantastic writing, and the fact that they could wrap up four movies over that many decades.
Dude.
You know, it was there and it went away, and it was there and it
40
went
years
away,
later, you come back with The Unforgiven. Yeah. The Unforgiven was 1992. Dude, that is to date. That is the number 8 all-time grossing Western. 100.
Personally, I'd move it up on the list because of the quality. And if you know the back storyline, it's kind of like reading J.R.R. Tolkien. You know, you could read The Hobbit, but when you read the whole thing and it all ties together, it makes The Hobbit more important.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, The Hobbit was the first one I ever read. You know,
yeah,
but you're right.
You go to the Lord of the Rings.
When you go to Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
It puts the whole thing in a different light.
Very few movies, very few movies of any time period have had that kind of sequential where they're independent storylines, independent times, and yet when you pile them all together, it tells one whole long story, and there, believe it or not, there is a religious underpinning.
Wow.
About redemption, and going through hell for your bad deeds, and then redeeming yourself, and then those being punished for their bad deeds.
I'm going to have to look into that a little more closely.
Yeah, if you have a rain day or something,
oh yeah,
or your back gives out, and you're on the couch all day, rack up all four of those, brother. Put some popcorn and some
sounds like a
go-go juice, and you'll be good.
Sounds like a perfect afternoon to me. Let it pour on my next snow day. On my next snow day.
Your next snow day.
There we go. Because we work in the rain here, but snow, I can get away with it.
We got to find some way to get around it, huh?
Perfect. Krusty, I need to get a hold of you on the phone after the show at some point.
Right on. It sounds good, brother.
All right, my friend.
I'm going to let you go and let somebody else get their time.
Sounds great to talk to you always. Thanks for calling.
Love you, brother.
God love you too, my friend. Uncle Krusty, who is, folks, yet another content creator. He has a wonderful middle of the night show. If you are a night owl, if you are someone who likes to stay up all night long listening to great talk, watch great videos, and listen to fantastic music, you need to check out Uncle Krusty on the Foxhole. Check him out at pilled.net. Pilled.net. Tell him Zoso sent you. TL Spud, how we doing, my man?
Very well. Real quick, Zoso, I've got a hidden gem for you, and for everyone out there. I'm sure you can find this movie. Me and Mrs. love this movie, okay? 1947, Angel and the Bad Man. John Wayne, his very first picture under John Wayne Productions, his very first movie that he ever produced himself, and Gail Russell, who is an incredibly tragic figure.
I see
but
her.
It's an amazing story about this old gunman who's injured and on the run, and he's taken in by this Quaker family, and he falls in love with the Quaker girl, obviously, and then protects them against rustlers and stuff like that. It's a great movie. I mean, it really, really is amazing. Most people haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I live for old black and whites. I really do. Mrs. and I love, TCM, all the good stuff. And, when you know it, I just pulled it up from 1947, you say.
Yeah.
There it is. I'm going to play the trailer to entice us.
Do it. I'm going to hang up, and I want to watch this trailer. It's a great movie, guys. It actually, it's heartwarming. Love you guys. All right, bye.
Thanks for the call. Bye. Come on. Play the trailer. There we go. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Oh, it's going to drive me nuts. All right. I'll just put a link to it. Yes, it looks like it's just going to do that over and over and over to me. Dang it. Dang it. Well, Angel and the Bad Man at TL Spud's recommendation. I love old black and whites. If you were to ask me what is my favorite film of all time, I can't give you one, but I would narrow it down. I would narrow it down to two. Okay. One of them is called My Favorite Wife, which is just a fantastic movie. Freaking fantastic movie. And the other is one called Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House, which is an old black and white. Seriously, great films. I'm an old black and white addict. I love that stuff. I love it. I'm going to write that down, Spudley. Angel and the Bad Man from 1947. All right, that is going to wrap up this portion of the program. I'm going to have to. First of all, my back is. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how much is hurting me right now. It is just absolutely freaking killing me right now. But it is Sunday night, and Sunday nights we like to take a moment to remember the folks we know who are in need of prayer. And folks, there's no shortage of them. Seriously, I've got to tell you, I wanted to hang this up 15 minutes after sitting down with you tonight. That's how badly my back is hurting you. So we're going to get the extremely abbreviated version tonight, okay? First of all, we have some wonderful things to be thankful for, and that would be our dear brother Dave Mick. Oh, let's grab one more. This is my buddy EO2 Dave. EO2 Dave, is that you, man?
Yeah, Bon.
It has been a while, brother. How's the world treating you?
Oh, yeah, it's been a while. I've been busy. It's been a busy summer.
Good for you. Anything good, I hope?
Well, I don't know. I did like 36 rounds of physical therapy.
Wow.
And got a little bit strengthened up.
Are you doing okay now, buddy?
Well, I'm doing better. You know, I mean, I can walk a little bit more. You know, when I met you, you know I couldn't walk very
Yeah,
much,
you did.
right?
You were. I know you had a wheelchair that you used part of the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, it's helped me a lot. You know, to be able to get around the house and up and down the stairs and stuff like that. And then I quit drinking.
Really?
Yeah, it's turns out you know, I get just as sleepy at night without drinking as I used to when I was drinking. So,
Well.
you know, I mean, I used to drink mainly just so I could go to sleep. You know, when I was driving truck, I had so much pain in my ankle before I got my ankle replacement. It hurt so bad that it would keep me from sleeping. And
Damn.
I would go to work at like between 1 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would drive to Canada and back every day. So I had to be to sleep by, 5 or 6 o'clock at night so I could get up in the morning and go to work. And so I would usually drink like a half of a 1.7 or something, and take a bunch of those sleepy things
Oh yeah.
to knock me out. I did that for years.
Wow.
Okay? Along with 2,400 milligrams of ibuprofen every day to try to get through the pain until they finally replaced my ankle. I mean, it took years and years and years of fighting the VA before they finally did that, So I just, never really quit drinking. And as much as people were bitching and everything about it, I just said to hell with it. But then my stomach started giving me some problems, and I thought, well, what the hell?
You can't hurt.
It was so easy to quit, and it's just I know I'm saving oodles of money. So
Did you notice a difference in your stomach pretty quickly?
it took a little while,
But it has helped you.
Oh, it helped me a lot. Yeah, because I was tearing my stomach up.
Oh, dude.
I was drinking way too much.
Yeah.
So
You were turning me on to some some good rums.
oh yeah, hell, I was buying before the VA cut my money. I was buying rums from all different places all over the world. You know? I mean, we were having a good old time. But when the money came to an end, a lot of that came to an end. So, but the thing is my sleeping habits have changed a lot. Okay.
Okay.
And it's hard for me to stay up for your show anymore. And then there's the other thing, like especially sometimes on Saturdays. I'm sorry, dude, but you don't compete with a Trump Saturday. You know?
Oh, dude, I understand. Yeah,
but
it's hard to go up against the Don.
oh man, he's like the greatest show on earth.
Dude, he's been on fire lately. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, I know, he's been killing. So anyway, I didn't want to explain all that to you. You know,
Dude.
I didn't want you to think I just been hanging you out to dry or anything.
No. I've seen you here and there, and a couple of I yell at you when I see you in other chats and stuff.
Yeah, you know,
It's always good to see you.
On, you know.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
But,
yeah, I go on late for the East Coasters. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Well, Dave, always
anyway,
great to
we
talk
love
to
you, bro. We still love you, bro. Okay?
Dave, thank you so much for your support, man. You are a great guy. Thanks
Yeah,
a million.
well, we'll be watching you from the wings, brother.
Sounds good, my friend.
All right.
God
take
bless you,
care.
brother. God bless you.
All right. God bless you too. Bye-bye.
Well, our buddy EO2 Dave, you know what? Let's add him right to the top of the list. Let's keep Dave reinforced with prayer that he continues his healing. He's going through physical therapy right now. When I met him, yeah, he could drive, and the guy can drive. Let me tell you what, that guy, he could be Richard Petty in a heartbeat. That man knows how to freaking drive. But when he gets out of his car, he had to transfer to a wheelchair and get around that way. We went all through the Baseball Hall of Fame together, and he visited it from a wheelchair. And I'm glad to know that he's doing better. He's trying to get out of it. Let's pray for Dave that a wheelchair becomes part of his past, and that physical therapy helps him to get rid of whatever aches and pains he has left. He really, truly is a beautiful guy. He's got a heart the size of freaking Texas, that man. EO2 Dave, please keep him in your prayers. Our brother Dave MC, he was shouting from the mountains yesterday on Pilled Foxhole that it has been a year since he underwent transplant surgery for his leukemia, and he's doing wonderfully. This is a lifelong effort. Please keep our dear brother Dave MC. Keep Dave in your prayers, if you would. It's going to be a battle, but he's doing really well now. Dave Mick, great guy. There's two of our sailors that I'd like us to pray for them. Okay? They didn't ask for prayers, but I know they would be welcomed. One of them, I wonder if she's still here with us, is our dear sister Mud Rabbit. Are you still? Yes, she's still there. Mud Rabbit's been, she's been going through a challenging time. And she's had to change a lot of things, give up a lot of things. Her whole world has basically been, if this Etch-a-Sketch was her life, she took it and went like this, okay? She's starting over on the knobs again on her Etch-a-Sketch of life. I would like you to please pray for her. Pray that things go her way. I pray that God has a direct hand in helping her meet her needs, and that she remain healthy and optimistic throughout her challenges. A sweetheart lady. Please keep Mud Rabbit in your prayers. I also want us to pray for our sister, Captain Grams. I reached out to her the other night and got back not one but two absolutely wonderful emails, kind of catching me up to where she's at, what she's got going on. She too has got some significant challenges ahead of her, but she has got a tremendous head on her shoulders, and She's got a will and a and a verve like no other. Really, really an amazing woman. Please keep Captain Grams in your prayers, would you? That that God guides her in her walk. Both of those fine ladies right there, Mud Rabbit, Captain Grams. Keep them in your prayers. I recently found out. I think I remember this from before, but it has been quite a while. I understand Val Kimber's mom has moments, good moments and bad moments. I'd like us to pray for her. Keep her in your prayers. That her needs are met would be my request. That God wrap his loving arms around her and give her exactly what she needs would be my request. You guys know the laundry list of people that we pray for week in, week out. You know all their names. I've run them over so many times. Don't forget them. There are so many. And you could spend 2 hours. But I know he listens. And I know it has changed people's lives. My dear sister, our Charlie, has thanked me. She goes, you wouldn't believe it. I know when the sailors are praying for me. I feel it. It's a free gift that we can give one another. We're very fortunate, folks. We're very fortunate. I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to release the scratching over at Pilled Foxhole. Where is that thing? Where's my cursor? I got to get new batteries in this thing. That's the problem. There it is. So it turns out, Mad Pogue, that I'm not crazy. I have bad batteries in my mouse. And what happens is my cursor actually disappears. So I have to turn it off and then turn it back on again. Then I can find my cursor. It's crazy, but it's true. Okay. Pilled Foxhole, here comes your scratching. Here comes your scratching. There it is. I'm going to take a quick moment to thank the beautiful people over there who donated tonight. EO2 Dave, dude, you're a rock star. Holy Hannah. Girl Patriot, thank you so very much. Sean Joe, thank you so very much, my friend. God bless you guys over there. Thanks for keeping it rolling over there at Pilled Foxhole. How about these wonderful folks over at D Live? There's no shortage of them. They are freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. All right. I'm diving in. And I'm putting a little something in that treasure chest. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Bingo. Boom. Load it up. Load it up. Okay. All right. I am releasing that treasure chest right now. Coming your way. Thank you, Gloria. She donates a diamond, says, here for batteries. I've got the batteries. It's a matter of remembering to go do it. Remembering to go and get those stupid things and put them back in this thing. This is a cool mouse, though. It's a Microsoft mouse. It's different than any mouse I've ever had before. I like it. Okay, there's the luckiest followers tonight. Val Kimber on top of the heap. Gloria Paddock on his heels. P. Dan coming in third. Amethyst Cat. Look at you. And Bad Zoot. All of you in the running. Great to have you over there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your lemon love over there. You guys are the best. You are truly remarkable. Just remarkable. All right, Brother Zoe is going to get in. I've got, oh man, my lower back is, I'm going to take one of those lidocaine patches and put it right over the well, I know where the spot is. I know where the spot is. All right, folks, I'm getting on out of here. Thank you so very, very much for your time. Thanks for hanging out with us. It has been my pleasure. Check out that movie that that TL recommended. I'm going to go see if I can watch it tonight, if I can keep my eyes open that long. If I can keep my eyes open that long. Have a wonderful rest of the week, people. Monday, starting over. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. I know it. Take care, my friends. Much, much love.